The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Remy's shocking prison visit to Luna, a chilling warning about Will Spencer. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers and updates indicate that Remy Price, Christian Weissman, will visit Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, in prison and receive a warning about Will Spencer, Crew Morrow. With Luna confined to her cell, she finds herself isolated and in need of companionship. Similarly, Remy isn't exactly surrounded by a crowd eager to befriend him. Deke would really be angry if he knew Remy was visiting Luna. Deke Sharp, Harrison Cohn, would be really angry if he found out that Remy was secretly meeting Luna, but Remy doesn't have anyone else to share his problems with. Since he's anxious about Deke revealing his boyfriend, he decides to confide in Luna about it. Deke wants to take Remy to Forrester Creations and introduce him, but Remy fears that his past mistakes might come back to haunt him. Even with his worries, he still hopes that Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, might forgive him and persuade the others at Forrester to do the same. Luna thinks that's unrealistic, but Remy insists she doesn't understand what his past relationship with Electra was like. Electra once considered Remy a close friend until he stalked her. Electra once saw Remy as a close friend she could trust, until he was revealed as a creepy stalker who made deepfake content and ruined her life. Still, Remy might hope that Electra will recall their old friendship now that he's trying to change for the better. However, he's not doing a great job since he's hiding things from Deke and ignoring his wishes by visiting criminal Luna. Nevertheless, it seems Remy will try to stay optimistic that everything will turn out fine. Luna, on the other hand, will caution Remy that he's heading straight into danger, especially if Will is going to be there. Remy might claim he's not afraid of Will. Remy will have a vengeful look in his eyes and claim he's not scared of Will, which means his dark side might resurface soon. Will had previously rescued Electra from Remy after a dramatic chase, making him her hero. Naturally, Luna might be concerned about Remy causing trouble and giving Will another opportunity to be Electra's knight in shining armor. The last thing Luna wants is for Remy to bring Electra and Will closer together, so she might also give a warning about that. Nevertheless, Remy will ignore Luna's advice and walk into the lion's den in BNB's episode on October 31st. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with BNB right now. Come back here often for the Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, news, and updates. The fluorescent lights buzzed faintly above the visiting room of the California State Correctional Facility. The gray walls were as cold as the silence that filled the air. Luna Nozawa never thought she'd be here, not in a place like this, not staring through reinforced glass at a face she thought she'd left behind forever. Yet, here she was, waiting for the guard to signal that her visitor had arrived. When the door opened and Remy Santiago was led in, Luna's breath caught in her throat. The last time she'd seen Remy, he'd been handcuffed in her mother Poppy's living room, screaming that he was innocent. Now, 2 years later, the man who once charmed her with his reckless smile looked hardened, older, and full of secrets. He sat down, the cuffs clinking faintly as he lifted the phone. "You look good, Luna," he said, voice low and controlled. "Better than the last time I saw you." Luna hesitated before lifting her own receiver. "I shouldn't have come." "Then why did you?" Luna had been asking herself the same question since she received Remy's cryptic letter 2 weeks ago. "Come see me. It's about Will Spencer." At first, she'd thought it was a cruel ploy, another way for Remy to stir chaos from behind bars. But the more she thought about it, the more uneasy she felt. Will Spencer, the charming, brilliant son of Bill Spencer and Katie Logan, had been her friend since childhood. Recently, their friendship had deepened into something more. Something she wasn't ready to label, but something she couldn't ignore either. Now, looking into Remy's sharp, unblinking eyes, Luna realized this wasn't just another one of his games. "What do you know about Will?" she asked. Remy leaned closer, his voice dropping to a whisper even though the glass separated them. "He's not who you think he is, Luna. And if you don't stay away, you're going to end up exactly like me." A chill raced through her veins. "What are you talking about?" she demanded. "Remy, you're here because of your choices. Don't drag Will into your—" He cut her off sharply. "You really think I was the one behind that crypto scam? The one that tanked Spencer Publications' offshore accounts? You think I had the brains to pull that off?" Luna frowned. "You confessed." "I confessed because someone made sure I didn't have a choice." His gaze darkened. "That someone was Will Spencer." The words hung in the air, cold and poisonous. Luna shook her head. No. Will would never. Remy slammed his cuffed fists on the table, startling her. The guard turned his head briefly, but Remy's voice had already dropped again to a near growl. You think you know him because he smiles nice and quotes poetry? You think that kid grew up in the Spencer Empire without learning how to cover his tracks? He set me up. Used me as a decoy. And your little golden boy? He's still playing his game. Luna's thoughts swirled in disbelief, but Remy's tone, his certainty, gnawed at her. Why are you telling me this now? She asked softly. Because, Remy said, his expression flickering between guilt and fear, he's not done. He's moving money again, using shell accounts, the same pattern as before. And guess whose name is showing up in the transfers? Luna's fingers went numb around the phone. Mine. Remy nodded slowly. Your design firm. Your trust fund. He's setting you up to take the fall, Luna. I've seen this before. First, he gets close to you. Then, he makes sure you're the one holding the bag when everything blows up. Luna's mind flashed back to the late-night texts Will had sent her, requests for her business email, her password to help streamline client payments, his insistence that he'd protect her brand from predatory investors. It had seemed thoughtful at the time. Now, it felt sinister. Remy, how do I know you're telling the truth? She whispered. Remy's smile was thin and tragic. Because I've got nothing left to lose. He leaned in, eyes burning. But you've got everything. Don't let him take it. The guard stepped forward. Time's up. Remy didn't move. Tell your mother to check her safe, he said quickly. There's a USB drive. I left something there before I was arrested. Proof. Then he was gone, dragged away as Luna sat frozen in her chair, the phone slipping from her hand. That night, Luna drove to her mother's apartment, her mind racing. The city lights blurred as she replayed Remy's words. Proof. What proof? And why would Poppy have something like that hidden away? When she arrived, Poppy was already waiting, her face pale. I had a feeling you'd come, she said quietly. You knew about Remy's message? Luna asked, voice trembling. Poppy nodded. He called me too. Said he wanted to make things right. I didn't believe him, but I found what he was talking about. She led Luna to the small safe tucked behind a painting. Inside was a plain black USB drive. No markings, no labels. Luna hesitated. Should we even open it?